Hello everyone and welcome back to Sendik's Weather channel. Today we're going to take a look at the latest from the models for the next couple of weeks, which will take us to the 25th of March, as you see on the chart here. We're going to have a look at the GFS ensembles first to see what they are showing. We're also going to take a look at the main model runs for the next couple of weeks to see the general trends. At the moment we're above average, but it is going to be a significant drop next week to colder conditions. And as some people have been saying, I've been going a little bit too extreme on the titles, but you got to do what you got to do. It's YouTube, you know. I don't think I've been going too far. It is going to drop quite cold, and there is potential for winteriness. Daytime temperatures won't be too bad, but we'll have a look at everything, and we'll have a look at the some of the runs for the snow potential next week as well at the end of the video. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. I really do appreciate your continued support. Weird voice. Right, whoopsie daisies. Close that off. My bad, everyone. My bad. So this is the GFS ensembles, looking at Manchester, a central location. Again, like I explained at the start of the video, we are well above average. It's really nice. I've been out in the garden today. You know, do your typical stuff. It's been really nice, actually. I've got some jobs done outside. But yeah, it's been really pleasant, as I said. Now we're going to see a big drop in the upper air temperatures to the -5 to -7 line, and that's going to persist for at least about a week's time before temperatures recover towards average. And so that's that. So it's definitely going to be a cool down. It will feel cooler than it has been doing as of late. But of course, there's the associated risks of any winteriness. Now I'm just going to put that there. And there we go. Right, so at the moment we've got high pressure sat slipping away to our east. We're bringing the wind from a mild south-southeasterly today. It's feeling pretty pleasant. And then as we go Monday into Tuesday, we see the wind swaps around to the north as high pressure builds out in the Atlantic, beginning to swap the wind into a colder northerly direction. So the colder air floods southwards. Little trough there in the flow, which could enhance precipitation on Wednesday. That's when we're looking at the potential for a disturbance to move through. The wind flips more to the east, so it is still cold with the GFS, so it's definitely on board today. Keeps that -5 line in for much of the country. Probably quite dry at this stage, though, with potential for some harsh frosts during the nights. But during the day, it won't be too bad. That high pressure kind of sits to our north and east, keeping it mainly dry, quite cold and frosty. But then as we go beyond that, high pressure begins to build further eastwards, big block getting going, and we begin to turn more unsettled and mild as well, with winds in from the south or southwest. At the very end, signs of the 10-degree ice firm moving into the far southeast, which would lift the temperatures maybe even into the mid-teens by the end of the run. So yeah, pretty interesting. If we'll have a look on the 22nd with 13s, 14s, 15s, could even be a bit higher than that. 16 degrees on that day. Wonder what day that could be. Let me know in the comments what you think it could be. Anyway, next is the GM then. We've got high pressure building again to our west and northwest, bringing the wind in from a cold northerly. Little disturbance again in the flow around Wednesday. Something to watch out for with those northeasterly winds. We've got this low pressure elongating to our south, going into France, which could allow a little bit of rain, sleet and snow into the south. But the air masses aren't that cold at this point. The GEM does bring in another surge of colder winds from the east and northeast, bringing the -5 line back in. It does go milder for a time. Still by the 16th, it's hanging around in the north, this colder air mass with that easterly or southeasterly, before it does turn properly southeasterly, and we turn more unsettled at the end of the run, but not particularly mild, with low pressure systems running in from off the Atlantic. Now this high pressure building in the Atlantic is going to send the jet stream in a northwest-southeast alignment, which could make it cooler and unsettled into the third week of March. All to play for, though. And then finally we've got the ECMWF, the midnight run. And as you can see again, we've got that high pressure building to our west, bringing in that wind from the north-northeast. Pretty unsettled as well, with disturbances again developing in the flow around Wednesday. We might see that on the precipitation chart. That low pressure is a bit further northwards, but it still goes into France. Probably not going to affect us too much. Keeping the colder air over the top of us before the high pressure begins to topple over and just to the west of the country, bringing in the wind around that from a cold easterly, with some colder air wrapped in, but very dry. But will feel quite cold by day. If the high pressure then topples to our south, high pressure sits to our south, low pressure's to the north, winds in from the west-southwest, very mild. Look at that at the end. 10-degree ice firm, and let's see what the temperatures are like for that one. Well, you know, 14s, 15s, not too bad like what we've got at the moment. Will feel very pleasant in those west-southwesterly winds. So yeah, that's just a quick overview of the models today. We'll have a look at the charts now. So this is the UKV. My camera's gone because it doesn't work on this screen for some reason. So if you want to see my ugly mug face, then I do apologise. Anyway, so as you can see, this is a chart for Monday. So we've got the cold air beginning to sink into the country. You can see the showers are turning wintry for northern England and southern Scotland there. As we move through into Tuesday, lots of rain around. This is when the cold air is actually in, but it's beginning to still sink southwards. So we're seeing rain, but in the overnight hours of Tuesday into Wednesday, this turns increasingly to sleet or snow, especially over higher ground, but not necessarily. There might be some to lower levels through the early hours of Wednesday morning. You can see there's some wintry showers developing in the east, the northeast, and obviously for central, northern, eastern Scotland. Those showers become quite widespread with the UKV, but they're falling at midday on Wednesday. Temperatures are still going to be lifting up quite a lot, so a lot of these showers would, even with these cold air masses, they're not cold enough at this time of year to create any sleet or snow. You can see there's a lot of showers around. It wouldn't take much for a wintry flavour. Remember, if we did see any snow or any rain, it could bring the temperatures and the dew points down. The dew point's going to be below freezing, but the temperatures are going to be above that 3-4 degree mark, so it really does limit it. But in the overnight hours, you can see more of the Wednesday to Thursday, more of this precipitation is turning to sleet or snow for central and even western Wales there. So we'll have to just keep an eye on it. If you are going to see any snow, it is most likely to fall in the early hours because it will melt away quickly if there is any slushy accumulations. Now we've got the GFS next, which I've brought it up already for Wednesday. There's that little disturbance moving southwards with some wintry showers in the north and the west. A lot of this probably will be rain at midday, but you never know. Depends on the exact developments. You can see there's not much going on with the GFS besides for northern Scotland there, seeing a little low in the flow, which is bringing a little bit of enhanced sleet and snow. But not much going on there. Look, it looks more like the high pressure centre just to the north of the UK, keeping it mainly dry, with a couple of wintry flurries around, but not too much going on there. We've got the Icon model next, which does quite well for snow. Performs quite well, with a few wintry showers in the north, but pretty dry for everywhere else. Few showers in the east and southeast, but they're mostly rain. There's a little disturbance on midday on Wednesday with the Icon, which does bring some rain, sleet, and snow to some in the southern Midlands, southwestern Midlands, some in Western Wales, and some for central northern England. A lot of this is rain though, so a bit iffy with that. And then for Scotland, there is some snow around, but not too much. Now I wanted to show this one. This is the Arpège one. This is the French model. Not much going on again. Tuesday looks quite dry but quite cold. Then there's that little disturbance Tuesday night into Wednesday, which could bring some snow, but this doesn't make much of it. But then, after that, it looks like it's bringing showers turning wintry in the north and the east, but also a little disturbance through the Midlands there, which could bring a surprise amount of snow. Then we've got the ECM, which is the most optimistic model today. Got some patchy showers on Wednesday for the North Midlands. Northern England into Scotland again. But then this little disturbance develops a little bit, and there's some wet snow developing for the west. West Yorkshire, you'd say, for the Manchester area. That moves further southwards, but there's not much going on. So what I would say is that the snow risk is limited. You couldn't rule out little disturbances coming up at short notice, but I'm not expecting too much at this stage. But again, it's going to be one of those things. Showers are hard to predict at the best of times. So we'll have to see how things develop. There we go, switch screen. So thank you all very much for tuning in to today's video. Hope you enjoyed a little bit of a snow look, but I'm not expecting too much, except over the higher grounds, such as the Pennines, Northern England, Southern Scotland, and maybe parts of Wales as well. And if there is any precip that falls overnight, it could be of a wintry flavour, but not likely. Thank you all very much for tuning in to today's video, and I'll see you all in the next one.